This will have a significant impact upon venues right across Australia. In New South Wales, we've got 75,000 employees. Across Australia, it's over 250,000. And in the industry, it's over 500,000. So we'll have a huge impact. I think it's important that we work to adhere to what the government's intent is, and that's about providing safety for our patrons and our staff, and work our way through this so pubs are still around at the end of this crisis.
Well, Scott Morrison said last night in his interview with Paul Murray that, you know, this has a domino effect. We're seeing airlines that are basically cancelling international flights. That means our hotels, bars, restaurants, it all flows on, like you were just saying. So if that's not coming in, what are the numbers of layoffs? You know, can you put a number on that at this early stage?
Look, I think all the businesses are working through that just at the moment, bearing in mind that this is a triple whammy. We've had the drought over a period of time across regional New South Wales. We've had the fires right around Australia over the summer, then some floods, and now we've got the coronavirus crisis. So we've had all those issues come up, all layer upon layer, and so we employ, as I said, a lot of permanent full-time workers. We've also got a lot of casual workers. So from the mum and dad hotels to the big operations, they're crunching the numbers at the moment, but they're also now looking to government for the same sort of assistance that the other industry types got, just to make sure that, you know, the Australian way of life and pubs are still there when we come through this, to help the social economy and the social networking come through after this crisis finishes.
Can you give us an idea, if you go to your favourite restaurant or your favourite club over the weekend, what might you see? Might you see tables in between? Will there have to be staff that are monitoring numbers as they come through the door?
Yeah, I think what you'll see, and this is about meeting the intent of what the Prime Minister and what government want to see, and that's social distancing. That's at 1.5 metres between patrons. So you're likely to see at restaurants and in hotels, you're likely to see the tables much more spaced out. You're likely to see a lot more seated drinking. You're likely to see, you know, a lot more measures that make it obvious, including some signage, just encouraging people, particularly people that aren't known to each other, just to keep that distance, so we can continue to support the economy, but we can meet the government's intent.
What is the drop in occupancy rates at the moment?
Look, I'm talking to some venues down at the Rocks in around the Sydney and Circular Quay area that has zero occupancy, that is normally up to 95, 98% because of their proximity to the cruise lines. I've talked to people down in the south coast of New South Wales that have already suffered a 38 to 40% drop in patron and visitor numbers, and then this will just exacerbate that situation. So it will be massive.
We've seen some restaurants at least be able to kind of recraft their business and repurpose it. A lot doing, you know, a takeaway service. A lot perhaps even taking on more delivery drivers. Is that what you would recommend to some of your businesses?
Look, obviously pubs have the ability to serve for both on-premise and takeaway consumption across New South Wales and other parts of the country. So I've already been providing a lot of advice to my members on how they can do that right now. Do it responsibly, obviously adhering to, you know, intoxication laws when you drop off a delivery, making sure that the people are over 18. So diversifying their business is very important because, again, what the Prime Minister said yesterday is this needs to be sustainable for a period of time. So we want to demonstrate that we can do this, so the government doesn't need to step in and take further drastic action. We want to make sure that our venues can be there at the end, so this needs to be sustainable, and that's why we're providing that advice.